I wanted to pursue construction to get a better paying job, and so I took a pre-apprenticeship class. A female ironworker came in. I was like, oh man, yeah, that's what I want to do. So, I was excited and scared. I thought it was going to be horrendous, really, and it hasn't been. So it's been not what I expected, but in a good way. That's a testament to where construction is now as an industry. I think also being linked up for so long with Raymore has helped too. The way they run things and the culture that they want to make is different. You can tell that Jeff really wants to include everyone, I guess, and then that trickles down through foremen and general foremen and superintendents. With other companies, it might be touched on here and there, but it's a focal point here. There have been times where I'm like, oh man. I'm like, okay. Everyone stare, everyone look. Obviously we're talking about me, right? I start to think like, are these guys thinking that I'm saying something? But I think it needs to be talked about. Yeah. We can't just not talk about it because I feel uncomfortable about it. Yeah. The class that I went to was for women, to get women in construction, but I didn't really even know of this world until I took that class, so it never really crossed my mind that I could change an industry like that. I could be a role model. And it still doesn't really, to be honest with you. I just want to go to work and do my job, be a worker, a hand. Just be normal. I think it's getting there. Women that they journeyed a few years out, before me or whatever, and they had crazy stories. Guys didn't want them on the crew. They would put them in really messed up situations. The woman who came to talk to my class, she had a story where her partner was just throwing tools at her, not really giving her guidance, and just getting mad when she didn't know what she was doing. They were putting decking in, and he tried to rip it away from her. He pushed it, and it pushed her down, and then, picked her up. And she went to higher ups and nothing happened. He is still, I think, working for the same company. And that was the mentality, and that wasn't that long ago. In my apprenticeship, I've been in almost 5 years. I just journeyed out in August. I've never seen anything like that. Here, those kinds of people have been weeded out. You could tell that if something isn't going right or whatever, that something's gonna happen about it. It doesn't really fly like that here. So, I would love for it to just be a non-issue. I think at some point it will be. And I know that I come across guys that I work with and it is an issue. And that's fine, and I expect it, and really like the challenge, I guess, of changing people's minds. When we start to work and you see that I'm work-wise and we can get this stuff done and it's not that big a deal, it'll be good. You get partnered up with some guy for the first time, they're not making eye contact, they're just If it was a guy, it'd be like, oh, hey man, how are you? Handshake or whatever, you know what I mean? This is just eyes down, I'm gonna get my stuff on, I'm listening to what you're saying, but not really. So I'm like, all right, whatever. It's not like they even have to say anything, it's just like a look. It is what it is.
The look. Has it at any point upset you?
Yeah, probably. I think it's high risk, we got stuff rigged up and we have moving parts and there's people running around. It becomes harder to be heard. My voice is a little bit higher. It doesn't seem to register with everyone in the room when that kind of stuff is going on. At that point, I get frustrated because some of the times what I'm trying to say is right. You know what I mean? And it's we could just avoid all of this if we just listened. So it's just moments like that, but those are kind of few and far between. I mean, honestly, that hasn't happened in a really long time.
If you had an opportunity to address a young woman who is kind of intimidated by it being such a male world, what would you say to her?
Just do it. I mean, it's changing. Everything changes. I think it's definitely intimidating. I can only speak to my union hall, but the leaders in there have the women's back. It's in the forefront of this industry right now, and I think, getting in now, you'll get those years in where it's still kind of whatever, and then soon it'll be the norm. I think right now we have in ironworkers 15, 18, something like that, out of 13 or 1,400 people. So it's not a lot, but when I first got in, I think I was number 7 or 8, so it's gotten better. But carpenters or laborers or electricians, I mean, it's a much higher number, so just do it. That's all I would say. Ideally, in 10 years, I'd like to be in a foreman role or some type of leadership role, doing what I want to do because I love doing it, but maybe in a less physical role.
Would that be at Raymore?
In a perfect world, sure. They've treated me well. They've afforded me opportunities that I probably wouldn't have gotten with other companies, connecting and decking and stuff like that. I mean, those are generally guy jobs. You know, I feel loyal to them.
So would it be foreman, or are you going to make a change to foreperson?
Foreman's fine. You know, that's another thing. It's like, everyone's always like, oh, it's a journey person. I don't know. Maybe this is wrong of me as a woman. I don't know. Just stop. Like, it makes it worse to me. You know what I mean? Like, hey guys, it's good. Journeyman is fine. Foreman, perfect. We don't need to, you know, reinvent the wheel.